Greetings traders, it is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022 here. Gotten the first signal, actually gotten two signals, one on oil, taking the short position, one contract going for 100 ticks. And GC has been set up down here to go off by itself, and it's going to go for 50 ticks. 50 ticks on GC is $500, and 100 ticks on CL, which is oil, is $1,000. So 500 on gold and 1,000 on CL, and then we'll be getting signals for the YM, ES, and NQ. We've also got a signal for Bitcoin, but I'm not going to take that one right now. Anyway, I will be back. By the way, what I'm doing here is I'm showing you, about to show you here with this video, how powerful the signals are, as all of them will win. And, you know, all of them will win. The BTC, everything will win. And basically, we're able to do this every day. So signals are extremely powerful, and I'm going to show that now. I accidentally exited that position on CL. I didn't mean to do it. And I was trying to set an order, but set the wrong one. And so anyway, it got me out. And now I just got back in again. So I'm back in the same signal, just at a better price, basically. Anyway, I'll be back. Now, I'd really like to help all of you in these signals. I'm on the other end of these signals, so I see everything. And I know what it's like to be in a losing position. And I know it's very stressful, and you know, it can really mess with you, with your mind. You have to realize something now. These signals are mathematical by nature, and they work. You need to trust in them, that they will work, and not be afraid to go against you, because it's going to go against you a lot. Not be afraid, but at the same time, you know what the exit's going to be based upon how many ticks the signal is good for, which I tell you in the signal, how many ticks these instruments are good for. And you know, you can go for the low end. Like for instance, on CL, the low end is 100 ticks. It's good for 100 to 200 ticks. So you can just go for 100, which is what I'm going for, and get it. And get it over and over and over again. Whereas 200, you're not going to get over and over and over again. You're going to get them here and there, yes. But if you just go for 100 every time, it's like you just take one successful trade after a day. One successful trade every day. It really makes all the difference in the world. Not only to your account, but to your own trading, to your own mind. It makes trading fun, makes trading good. And so that's what I recommend, is just to go for the minimum. You don't, if you want to make more money, simply change contracts, go up in a contract, go up to 2 contracts, etc., and you'll make more money. You don't need to make more ticks. So when you're sitting in a trade like this, what should you do? Well, the first thing you need to learn to do is you need to learn how to relax. I know that's a lot easier said than done, but that's what you need to practice. Practice to relax, and practice to just realize one simple truth. Worrying about the trade won't help it to win. It won't help at all. It's either going to win or it's going to lose, one of the two. Let the trade win. Again, these are mathematical codes. They're not pulled out of nowhere. They are precise, very precise. And you know, it's up to me to keep them precise, because they change things all the time. And it takes a keen eye that knows what they're doing, knows what they're looking for, to be able to see the changes and adjust the code, which is what I do with the signals. Have you ever noticed maybe a code works and then it stops working for a little while, then it works again? It's because they're changing it back and forth between various codes. And anyway, I'm really good at being able to see what they are and what they're doing. And like for instance, right now, lately CL and GC have not been moving very much because the YM and NQ and ES are all moving. And when they move big, GC and CL generally don't. BTC moves big almost every single day, Bitcoin, almost every day. It takes a break sometimes once in a while here and there, but it's a big mover, especially off the codes. Yesterday was worth a lot, super lot. I'm not sure exactly how much, but like a lot, like around 8,000 ticks or something like that. Anyway, when you're sitting in a position, try not to worry about it. Keep in mind that it's going to go against you a lot. Don't worry about it. Don't let it stress you out. Because if you let it stress you out, I guarantee you it'll stress you out. So you need to realize there is no use in worrying about it. You worrying won't make it work any better or any less. It's either going to work or it won't. This is mathematics. Not guessing, not using some, some indicator of some kind that really doesn't work. This is the code. This is going to work as it always does. The only time the codes don't work is when they switch them. And then we have to switch with it. But they only work for one day, and then I know, and then I can switch it. Just have to figure out what it is, and then I can switch it. So as long as I'm using the right code, it's always going to work. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. A lot of you, I know you get nervous, and a lot of people even quit trading because of it. If you want to be successful at trading, the first thing you need to learn how to do is be successful at not worrying about the trade. See, if you worry about the trade, when you go down, when you come back to break even, you'll want to get out because you're scared. When in truth, what you need to do is play the code, play the exit. It will make it. You just have to give it the chance to do so. Not be afraid, not get scared. The other day, I was in a code 8 trade, and it went long, and then it went the opposite direction and went down almost 400 ticks, which that's how big that particular code was. And it came like 16 ticks away from the stop. 16 ticks. I thought it was going to hit. I was like, oh, 400 ticks. I'm like, oh no, you got to be joking me. Came all the way down there, reversed, not hit the stop, and went all the way back up and went long and kept on going. Just the other day. And it was a huge day. So imagine if you get scared and you want to get out break even when you have the chance, you're going to miss out on the profit, right? Trust me when I tell you the codes work. Trust in them and do not worry. If you lose, you lose. But worrying about it won't help you lose any better or any worse. So don't worry about it. See it popping up right there? If you're worried about it, you're like, oh no, it's going to go long. It's going to go up. I should get out. I don't want to take a loss. Trust the code. It will make it 100 ticks. But if it doesn't and it comes close, you need to be playing a break-even stop at that point. Don't let it come all the way back on you. just break even. I mean, take a little bit of profit. You could take 5, 10 ticks or something like that. I call that a break even stop. But, play break even at that point if it comes close. Because sometimes it does. Sometimes it only goes 80, 90 ticks. It does happen. Not too often, but sometimes. So you don't want to lose on those. But if it's going to go, it'll go. It'll just go to 100 ticks, no problem. You don't need to worry about it. Anyway, gold. I play gold tight, only 50 ticks. Now, if I want to make more money on gold, I'd go up in contracts. 50 ticks is very high math. 100 ticks is is not as good. The math is not as good. You could go for it. You have a good chance of hitting it, a lot of the time. But I would rather just win every day rather than take a chance. Because then I have to monitor the trade a lot and stuff like that. I don't want to. I want it to just take care of itself. And 50 ticks it will. Always good for 50 ticks every day. And CL, good for 100 ticks the vast majority of the time. So always go for it. Okay, now you see how, it's just going down now. But I was going to say that you see how it's popping up there. And if you don't play the code, something like that's going to fake you out. You're going to think, oh no, I'm losing money. And you see your money going back the other way. And you're going to think, oh no, I don't want it to go back the other way. I want to get out. I understand how you feel. But try to understand something. Again, this is what I call the code. If it wasn't going to make it 100 ticks, then it wouldn't be called the code. It would just be some normal trade. It'll make it. Learn how to discipline yourself, to not be afraid, and to go for it every time. Now, again, the exit is at 111.39. I got in a better price, so I can write it down a little bit further. Or I could get out at 111.64, but I lost some money on it, I think. Or maybe I didn't, I'm not sure. But yeah, I lost some money on it. So I want to make that back. And plus, it'll make it. It'll make it mathematically, you see. So I'm just playing the math. And always, always, always play the code. Now, if it goes all the way down there and then bounces almost hits the exit. Let's say it goes 90 ticks or 88 ticks or something like that, or even only 80 ticks, and it goes all the way back to where I got in at. I'm going to want to get out of that trade. It's either going to make it or it won't. And something like CL, it'll just make it so easy. I probably could get 200 ticks here if I wanted to. If I wanted to go for it today, probably could make it tonight. Yeah, I believe I could. But there's certain things you need to know in order to know that. For instance, the dollar's shooting up really big, and it's gone. Well, I don't want to give away too much information, but I can just tell that it'll probably make it 200 ticks tonight. But I'm just going to take 100 because that's my plan. Trade your plan. Plan to trade. Trade your plan. 111.39 to keep the math really super high. I'll be back. By the way, I just would like you to imagine something. Now, if you trade CL through Interactive Brokers, they're quite expensive. It's a $27,000 margin on it right now. But you can go through like a broker like GFF Brokers or Apex Futures. And they have margin on oil at 14,400. And so, it makes it tradable. It makes it so that you can get in and trade it, if you have that much to trade with. And you can make, with the signal, the one signal I send every day, you could make $1,000 every day very easily. Very, very easily. You could go, if you can afford the margin, go 2 contracts, well, then you can make, 2,000 every day. So it's definitely a big, big money maker, that's for sure. And it works. Oil in particular works virtually every single time. And if oil is moving, it's 200 ticks on every trade too. So you want to balance it. It is how much is oil moving? Is it moving a real lot? go for 200. If it's not moving that much, go for 100. And one way you can tell that is to measure the signal, to see how many ticks the signal was good for, and keep measuring it. And you'll know how much oil is moving. Just all you got to do is measure the signal. How many ticks could you have made with the signal if you held on to it for that day? Just for that day. And you can also do multiple days, but I don't want to go that far. Anyway, I'll be back. Almost there. By the way, this is another thing right here. You might get scared. You might think to yourself, okay, I've got all this profit right now. I don't want to lose it. You might get scared, and you might even get out. You don't want to do that. Like I said, this is the code. Like right here. See how it's bouncing? You might get out right here. And I'm not saying it's completely wrong to do so. I've got 100 ticks in there. But what I am saying is that mathematically speaking, it will make it to the exit. In fact, it'll probably make it even more, like another 100 ticks down. But what I'm saying is when you play these trades, you need to hit the exit. You understand? Because if a loss does come at some time, you need to hit those winning trades to be able to pay for any losses that might happen. You see, you can't just take a small little one but then have a big loss. It doesn't work. You need to have the relatively big win. And 100 ticks is on the low side of oil. In other words, it will move a minimum of 100 ticks 95% of the time, something like that. So always go for it. And if you want, there are certain times, see this chart? See how I'm short right here? See how it's just going straight down? There are certain times to go for it. Go for the 200, and you can hit them on oil over and over and over again. Probably, I'd say about at least 50% of the time you can hit 200 tick trade. So every other trade you can hit 200 tick. This could be a 200 tick right here. It probably is. I'll be back. When you should start going for it, like on oil or some other instrument, you start going for it when your count is way ahead. And then you start going for the bigger trades. And you don't get them, it's no big deal, because when you do hit them, your count just keeps going ahead. And it makes trading a bit easier. Whereas you're trying to build it, you have to be a little bit more aggressive on your profits and take them when you got them, so that you can keep building the account and got money going forward and got money to keep trading with and not go backwards in the account. So therefore, if that sounds like you, then just go for the 100 and no more, and take it every single day until you build up the account. Then you can start going for the 200s when it looks good. That takes a little bit of practice to know what looks good and what doesn't. If you know the other codes, it can help you, but as a general rule, you just kind of go with it, kind of feel it out. And the ones that go 200, they just keep going down or keep going up, whichever way they're going. Okay, we're going to be getting another signal here soon, and I'm going to place orders for more trades. One on the YM, ES, and NQ. I will place orders on all three, and assuming I have the time to do so and it doesn't get away from me. Sometimes they move so fast they get away, and I only got a chance to do one or maybe two. Like here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It went down to 111.56. That is so what I was saying is that when it moves up like this is, you have to realize it's going to either make it or it won't. Now, you wouldn't want to let it go all the way. Okay, it went like 11.56. The original signal was to 39. So yeah, so like let's say it went 86 ticks and not 100. You wouldn't want to let it come all the way back up now and then go against you. You're going to have to take a break even or plus 10 ticks or something like that. Just go ahead and do it. But if you go for it, Now, when it comes all the way back down and it breaks, it'll probably go even below your 100 ticks, your 100 tick exit. Probably do 200 today, but this is sort of the way that you can think, and you can just take it if you want. Like for instance, you don't even have to be watching it right now. You can just have your orders already set for it, and just let it go. It'll either make it or it won't. It's really great. Sometimes it's really great just to not even watch it, because it either makes it or it don't. You don't worry about it, and you come back and you see it, and you see it made it. You don't have to go through all the stress and strain that you had to go through in order for it to happen. It just either makes it or it doesn't. And I can just tell you right now, it's going to make it. It's going to make it. But I understand if you don't know the codes and don't trust them because you don't see them like I do, then you don't really know. And so it's like this unknown to you, and it makes you scared. And I don't blame you. I mean, I was at 1,000, now I'm at 750. Who wants to go down in money, right? Nobody. I'm not playing the money. I'm playing the code. And it will make it to the exit. I know that seems ridiculous, like it's impossible to know that, but believe me, it's not. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to show you how it's not impossible. When it happens every day, you will see that it's not just not impossible, but obviously it is extremely possible, and it's reality. And the only way that you believe it is for me to show it to you every day, which is what I am starting to do today. And I'm just playing with one contract on each instrument so that you can see what it is that you would make if you're just starting out as a beginner trader and you want to trade at the bottom, which most people do. This is what you will make. So just wanted to show you with one contract what you're looking at. By the way, the signals come via Telegram app. It's definitely the best way that I know of to send out signals. They never get blocked. They always come through, and they come through right away. It's quick, like 1 second, and you've got it to your phone or to your desktop. Telegram app can be run from either desktop or telephone. So, but you do need a mobile number in order to sign up for Telegram. So make sure you've got that if you want to get my signals. Okay, here's another good example. See how it's going up right now? It just seems to be, like it wants to go up or something, right? This is what happens to you in your mind. You start thinking like this. You start second guessing and start, getting scared and getting stressed out. And you just want to get out of the trade so that you don't have to be stressed anymore. Listen, I understand. I understand completely, but you have to realize something. You must play the code. The code is going to work. All you got to do is give it the chance to do so. Just don't lose if it goes all the way back against you. Okay, just don't lose on the trade. But give it the chance to make it, because it will make it. All you have to do is know that, like I do, and then you'll go for it. And then you'll hit them. And then your account will go higher and higher. Just don't lose. If it does go all the way back against you, just laugh at it and say, no big deal. But every time, go for it, because you will hit them over and over and over again. And on occasion, you're going to go for the 200 ticks. Like for instance, like right now, it looks very good. If it comes all the way back down again and breaks below, it's probably going to do 200 ticks today. I'll be back. I'll make up some more videos too to help with the orders. Okay, I have set up a buy stop limit at 111.39, so I don't have to sit here and watch it. And I have the orders right here. I have more signals coming. So I'm going to set the orders for these signals, just as you should do if you are getting the signal. If you're just playing one at a time, you can play it manually. But if you play multiple different ones, or if you don't want to watch it, you just want to set it all up and not have to sit there and watch it, which is something I recommend doing. You don't need to watch it. I mean, watch it ready to get out or something like that. You don't need to do that. Just set the orders up. Let it trade itself. And so I'm going to be doing that shortly. Okay, I have gotten all the signals, and the signals have been sent out. signals have been sent out, and I have done all the orders for all the signals for the NQ, the YM, and the ES. All the orders are set up, ready to go. Whether all the orders are all set up, ready to go for the trade, each one of the trades, for all three trades, and it's going to take care of itself. I don't have to do anything from here, really. Now, if I went for more ticks on these trades, then I would have to manage it more. But I'm going for basically the minimum on all of them. I'm going for 200 ticks on the NQ. I could easily go for 400 and get it, but I'm only going for 200 because I don't want to have to mess with it. And 200 ticks on the NQ is $1,000. I'm going to go for 100 ticks on the YM because I don't want to have to mess with it. I could easily go for 200 ticks and probably get it, but I don't want to have to mess with it. I'm just going to let it go, and it'll hit 100 ticks for me, and I'll be out. 100 ticks on the YM is $500. It's not bad. I could go up in contracts and make more. Go up to 2 contracts, make 1,000. For the ES, I'm going for 80 ticks, which is a really good trade on the ES, but it's good for it every time. So it should be able to make it. And NQ, I'm actually going too conservative. I should go for more ticks on the NQ because it always does. But I'm just doing it so that I don't have to watch the trades and they'll all make it by themselves. This is a very good way to play. It takes all the stress out. You don't have to sit there and watch it. All you have to do is sit there and watch the magic of the codes work. And now you're about to see how they're all going to work today. 5 different trades: ES, YM, NQ, CL, and GC. All will work today. I'll be back. And by the way, why do I say that? Well, as a general rule, they all work every day. That's why. Okay, here we go again. Notice how oil going back up, and you see your money going back down. You don't want to lose the money, and you don't know that oil is going to go down. You don't know if the signal or the code is right. You really don't know. And that's a problem. You need to know. And so that's why I'm here trying to tell you. It will make it. All you have to do is trust it and go for it, and you will make it. 100 ticks for CL is nothing. It'll probably go 200 ticks down today, most likely. Good chance. But it'll do at least 100, no problem. So it will make it to this exit. You just need to trust it, and you need to go for it. Because if you don't, you get out early, and you don't take as much as you should take on every trade. See, because the question is not whether or not you should take 100. The question is whether you should take 200. That's the question. 100 is in the bag already, written into the code already. The only exception is if it was really, really super tight, choppy day or something like that. But those are, somewhat rare. Don't trade scared. Trade the code. Okay, a signal is about to get filled here. It looks like the YM is going to go first, followed by the ES. It's coming up. And also I'm really close to getting out of CL as well. So what I've done is I've set up a sell stop, and it's just the whole order is going to go off. Almost there. Okay, here they come. Right about to get me in, and CL just still hanging out here, but it'll come down to the 100 ticks. No need to worry about it. Here comes the exit on CL. And YM and ES are just hanging out right now, not quite getting me in. Almost, but not quite. Almost there though. NQ's got a little ways to go to get me in, but it'll catch up. Okay, so there's my 100 ticks on CL. As I told you, just be patient and trust it. It will make it. And for those of you that with a your account's way ahead from trading, then by all means, hey, there are times to go for it on CL. And right now, it looks like one of them. Looks like it'll do 200 ticks. It does 200 ticks every other day. And not too long ago, it did 200 ticks every single day. And more. So, but right now, 100 ticks is really super good to go for super high math, like 100% almost. So it's really super good. Anyway, I will be back shortly. Going to have 3 more trades to go into here. Actually, 4 more, GC as well. I'll be back. One really nice way about playing this way, these signals, and of course I'm playing them too, as you can see, but one really nice thing about this is that I can just get up and walk away and not even worry about it. Go out and do whatever I want right now, come back in 20 minutes, half hour, whatever. It doesn't matter. I could even just go away for the rest of the day if I wanted to. Just let it go. It'll all work out, all by itself. That is, that's what I call trading in the, trading in the zone. You're just doing everything right, and it's just like perfect precision on everything, all trades, everything, your exit, your entry, everything. It just, there's nothing like it. And that's why these signals and these codes are truly special. Just wanted to show really quick, oil has made it to the 200 ticks and more. Almost 300 ticks right there. So anyway, as you can see, oil is a big mover. And, you can make 100, 200 ticks on this thing every day. It's a big money maker. So if you can trade oil, I highly suggest it, and highly suggest getting the signals. If you can trade the full contract of Bitcoin, that costs a lot of money. $68,000 through Apex Futures, and $68,000, I believe, through GFF Brokers. $127,000, I believe it is, through or something like that. I can't remember now. Through Interactive Brokers. So quite expensive to trade the full contract of Bitcoin. But if you could make an easy $5,000 every day on the signal for Bitcoin. So it's a big money maker. Oil is second, and then it would be a toss-up between the YMES and NQ. Gold is good, but I just like to go for the 50 ticks on it. If you do that, it's really good. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm still waiting to get entry on any one of the signals. It's pretty tight, dead day today, but it may pick up. Anyway, the signals will work if they just letting them go. They'll work no matter what. Whether it doesn't matter. I mean, if I hold them overnight, they'll still work. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, I just wanted to show here that. Yeah, you can see here that three of the signals now, in the ES up to 80 so far, in YM up to 19, and in gold GC down 102. 3 signals have gone. I've got one more to go for NQ. NQ still has to make entry, but they're in the signal now, and all you gotta do is just wait until they hit the exit. It's really super easy to play these signals. The only time it becomes more difficult is when you're going for more ticks than like what I'm going for, like the minimum. And then you got to watch it a bit more, because it might not make it and then come all the way back on you. But on these, it should hit no problem. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, YM just hit the exit right there. Yeah, YM is out. It was just 100 ticks on the YM. Could have went for more, but $500. Looking on the ES to get out, and the NQ is getting really close to hitting entry here. ES looks like ES is set for $1,000 exit. I think I miscalculated a little bit on the ES, on the exit. I could get out anytime I wanted to right here. Gold has been going very slow. Sometimes gold moves really big, sometimes it goes really slow. It's going pretty slow here. And Q going slow too, but it should pick up. It'll go short and then go down at the exit, just like everything else. I'll come back. Okay, it looks like NQ just got in. Yeah, there it is. NQ signal in now. Almost up 1,000 on ES. Will be getting out soon. Getting out at 1,000. And as you can see, gold not doing anything. It's pretty slow, but it'll make it. Got to remember that the signals, they basically, they always make it. Sometimes they don't, but the vast majority of time they do, because this is the code. YM still going down too. Could have went for more than 100 ticks on the YM. Anyway, I'll come back. But I just wanted to show you what's going on with the signals and give you a little inspiration, and also to give you some guidance a little bit. You know, you can't be afraid, okay? When you trade, you can't be afraid, because if you're afraid, it'll destroy you. You won't be able to make it. The whole reason to the codes is two things. Number one, you know, what's wrong with trading? You know, what are your problem when you trade? Well, it's simple. Your first problem is where to enter to go the right way. What's the entry? The second problem is what's the exit, right? These are the two problems all the time. What's the entry? What's the exit? Because you don't know. But with the codes, you do know. That's the beauty of the codes. You know where your entry is, you know where your exit is, and you know what the math is on it. Very, very high degree of math. So you don't need to worry when they're going against you. You just need to know the code and play the code and let the code play out and let it hit your exit. That's really all you need to do. The way that I'm playing, the way that you see, I'm playing very conservative. On the ES, I'm playing a little less than conservative. I could be a bit more conservative on the ES. I could just be going for a 500 tick trade here. But it should make it anyway. Let's see, what did it go down to? It went down to, I'll be right back. ES went down to 37.83, and I just need to go to 37.81, so $2 more down, 8 more ticks down would have got me out. But you see how going against me right now on the NQ, it going against me on gold. Believe me, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to show you these signals so that you can see with your own two eyes, recorded on record, on video, and see how they work, so that you can start to understand, start to, you know, that they say seeing is believing, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to see so that you can believe. You see them going negative, right? You see the NQ going negative. You see GC negative, right? But watch. They will go positive and they will make it to the exit. That's called the code. So when you see it like this, don't worry about it. If you're going to take every trade and worry, then you're just going to kill yourself, you know, with worry. No reason to do it. The code will either work or it won't. And they work virtually almost every time. I'll be back. By the way, there was a signal on BTC, Bitcoin, and it made it 1,000 ticks. 1,000 ticks, and Bitcoin, if you're trading Bitcoin with full contract, that is $5 a tick. So that's a $5,000 trade last night. Or I should say on the last signal. The last signal was a $5,000 trade on Bitcoin. It's like that every single day. Every single day, Bitcoin is worth $5,000 on every signal or more, on virtually every single solitary signal. Bitcoin is a real money maker, that's for sure. The only problem with Bitcoin is that it costs a lot of money for margin. And it costs like $68,000 for margin through Apex Futures or GFF brokers. It costs $127,000 through Interactive brokers, which is what I'm using now. And so it's quite expensive to trade it, but if you can, it's $5,000 every day on the signal. So that's a lot of money. By the way, I am thinking about opening up a trading fund for, well, just trading in general, but basically I'm going to trade the Bitcoin because it is a huge, gigantic money maker. But you know something, I also have the code 4 broken on Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin has been coming down, I've known it the whole time. I've known Bitcoin was going to come down this whole entire time because it keeps going code 4 short over and over again. And plus I have lots of other codes to tell, but the code 4 is the overall direction, the larger direction. And it just keeps going code 4 short. And it'll get another code 4 soon. That code 4 may go long on Bitcoin or it may go short again. If it goes long on Bitcoin, the chances are it'll just go way back up again. If it goes short, then it's just going to go down even more. But at some point, it will give a code 4 long signal. And when it does, oh man, you don't want to be out of that signal because it's going to go up big. But before it goes up big, it may go down even more, much more. It could really make a big tumble down, and then at some point it'll go code 4 long, and then it would shoot way back up again. In any event, no matter what it does, it's a real moneymaker. That's for sure. Bitcoin is a mover. Imagine moving 1,000 ticks every day. That's what it does. That's like its minimum. Its minimum is like 1,000 ticks every day. Actually, its bare minimum. Its bare minimum off every single is 800 ticks. 800, if you wanted to go for the absolute bare minimum that Bitcoin does on every signal, you go for 800 ticks, which is a $200 move on Bitcoin. 800 ticks times $5 a tick is $4,000. So it's a $4,000 trade minimum on Bitcoin. But it usually always makes $250, so $1,000. And sometimes, many times, it makes $1,000 in a day, which is 4,000 ticks, which is $20,000 on Bitcoin. Does it all the time. What's the percentage? I'm not exactly sure. Never really measured it before, but I would take a guess it's somewhere around the order of about 60% of the time, somewhere around there, it will do $1,000 every day, every signal, which is 4,000 ticks, which is $20,000 for a trader with one contract. So try to remember, if you sign up for my signals and you get my signals, you need, and if you don't, if you trade, you need to learn a little bit about trading, or at least with the codes. Now, if you're just doing regular trading, you're not using the codes, hey, I'd be nervous too. How can you know which direction it's going to go with any certainty if you don't use the codes, right? But when you're using the codes, that is when you need to realize that you're using, this isn't some arbitrary system. Look at the YM go down. Could have made a lot more ticks on it. I could have went for 200 on this one. Anyway, ES getting close to the exit here. It's at 83 now. Just needs to go down to 81 and it'll get me out. $1,000 is what it should get me out at. But you need to learn. I know this is way easier said than done. Trust me, I know that. But your goal in life as a trader is to not get scared, not get nervous. some things that, use anything that can help you. Maybe some soft music or just anything to make you relax a little bit. Try not to worry about it. Try to just think to yourself, it's either off or on. It either works or doesn't. There's nothing that you can do to change that. And you shouldn't get nervous about it because, as I've said, these are the codes. This is all mathematical. And it will make it to the exit. Now, if it doesn't make it to the exit, let's just say you got nervous right here. It's really super close and you got out. Well, that's okay. You're almost there. But just realize one thing. If you don't do anything at all and you turn your back and you don't look at it, it's going to make it. There it goes. I'm out right there. You just saw it for yourself. It just hit. Now I'm up 1,500 for today, unrealized 26. Still in the NQ now and gold, GC and NQ. NQ will get me out for, let's see, it's $50. It's $4 a tick, so it's 200 ticks times $5. It'll get me out for $1,000 on the NQ. And gold, I'm not sure, what do I have gold set at? 50 ticks. It'll be $500 on gold. So, anyway, just showing you the signals here, and this is like this every single day. It's the same thing every day, basically. Actually, today was a slow day. Usually hit the exit much quicker, much sooner. Anyway, I'll be back. I've done all the work, and believe me, it's a tremendous amount of work to figure out these codes. And I have many, many years doing it. And so you need to trust that I know the codes. And all you need to do to work on is work on your own self, your own emotions when you're trading, and not worry about it. That is the main thing, is you need to not worry about it, not get scared about it, not stress about it, not get out early, not take just $100 profit when you should be getting $1,000 profit, not getting scared and taking $300 profit when you should be taking $1,000 profit. You must, I learned this a long time ago. If you do not hit your winners, you will not win. Every loser will take you down and take you out. You must make it to your exits. And with the code, you can and you will. It's all mathematical. So you need to learn that. Hitting your exits is absolutely essential. You can't be scared to lose and scared to win at the same time. If you're scared to lose and scared to win, you won't make it. So you see, being scared, it destroys you on both ends. It destroys you from making money, and it destroys you that you're going to lose money. Every time you lose, you'll be destroyed, and every time you don't win, you'll be destroyed. It's because you're destroying yourself. You need to let the losers be the losers, and let the winners be the winners, and don't get in the way. That's what you need to learn how to do. Until you can learn how to do that, you will not be successful at trading, and you will not be successful at these signals. Number one rule, though. I'm up 700 on NQ. If this goes all the way back to zero, you need to get out. Okay, every day the signals are going to give you tremendous opportunity to make money. But they can and do and will go the opposite direction sometimes. In other words, what happens is the code has already played itself out. It was good for a certain amount of ticks, and now it's going to go back the other way. I tell you how many ticks it's going to be good for. You need to get out. But see, I'm going for $1,000 on this one, which is what, $50. Actually, the NQ will make it $50, no problem. It makes it $50 every single day, guaranteed, 100% guaranteed. The NQ is actually good for $100 to $200 every day on the signal. So $100 is 400 ticks. $200 is 800 ticks on the NQ. There it is right there, out on the NQ. It's good to see it went $50 like it was nothing. I was playing very, very conservative on the NQ. Okay, the only thing I have left now is gold, and it's not moving. It hasn't been moving for hours, but it will. It'll move. It'll go the 50 ticks. How do I know that? It does it every single solitary day. That's how I know. A lot of people like to trade gold because it's kind of an easy trade. It doesn't move all that much, and then it just goes and hits your exit. But it's a little bit too slow for my personal taste. But anyway, they're all good. They all work. The best one is Bitcoin. The second best is oil. The third best is a toss-up between ES, NQ, and YM. I'm not sure which one's the best. They're all good. Maybe the NQ is better. You can make more money on the NQ. ES is very good. It's a toss-up between the ES and YM, perhaps. But they're all the same, pretty much. Personally, I really like Bitcoin, and I like oil. They're really super good. So in recap, off of these signals so far, I made $1,000 on oil, as I recall. And then I'm up 2,300 today. So that's actually 3,300 off of one day's signals. Just, 1 day. It's only gotten one signal. You've seen it. And it's just 1 day of signals. I've made 3,300 so far, looking at getting another 500 on gold. So that would be 3,800 for one signal day. Just taking one contract per signal. 3,800 is what I should end up with at the end here. I'd really like gold to do something here. It is going excruciatingly slow. And I'm only looking for just a quick 50 ticks, And but it's just going sideways forever. Anyway, I may have to conclude this video before I get a chance to finish up with gold here, because I need to do it here now while I have time. And gold is holding me up. So I may just go ahead and do it, but gold will make it to the exit. Always does. I will give it a little bit longer, and if it doesn't go down a hit, I'm going to go ahead and render out this video and put it up to YouTube so that you can see it, and I can start to show you every day now what the signals are doing. When you see this for yourself, you're definitely going to want to be involved, because obviously you make a tremendous amount of money at this. You just need to get rid of the fear. There's too many people out there trying to trade, and they have nothing but fear on every single trade. If this is you, and you just can't get over that, and you don't like it because of it, you have an opportunity. I think I'm going to start a fund. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. And if I do, you can have me trade for you. And, I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm used to it. I never let it bother me, because I know the codes. But I'm armed with the codes, though. If I didn't have the codes, or I didn't know about them, or didn't believe in them, or something like that, yeah, I'd be scared too. I'm only not scared because I have the codes. I know what it will do. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm getting tired of waiting on gold here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and render this video out, and I just won't show the gold, but I'm telling you, it's going to make it. I know the codes. Now, you got to understand something. You see how big the stop is? Stop's really big, right? That's why I only play very, very conservative with gold. Actually, to be honest with you, I send signals out for gold, but I personally don't trade gold. Don't need to. If gold is moving really good, it's a really good trade. But if it's not moving that good, well, I mean, it's only 50 ticks. It's only $500 trade. But if it's moving really good, it's $1,000 trade every time. But it has to be moving good. Whereas the YM doesn't even have to be moving that good. It'll make 100 ticks. Same with the other ones too. But the gold needs to really be moving good for it to make it. But it will make it 50 ticks every time. So that's why I just play the 50. But it is particularly slow today. Really bad. And I'm just getting tired of waiting for it. So I may just go ahead and render it here, and then I'll just, we get another round of signals today. So I'll be taking more signals again. But figure, you know, when this one is successful, I'll make 3,800 off of 1 day's worth of signals. And of course, I will be back with more signals pretty much every day. Every day that I have time and everything to trade, which I do right now. So pretty much every day I'll come back and show you the signals so you can see how good they're working with your own two eyes. You know, I don't blame anybody for not believing anybody anymore, because there's a lot of bad stuff out there. So, you know, I'm showing it to you now. You can see for yourself. If you're looking for an opportunity, this is definitely it. Okay, gold is starting to make a move here. And it shouldn't take very long for it to go down to the exit there. It starts to go right there. It always makes it to 50 ticks. Now, if you go for the 100 ticks on gold, it's more risky. I don't know what the math is exactly, but my guess, roughly, is that 50% of the time it'll make it 100 ticks. 50% of the time it won't. So I like to just go for the 50, because it makes it that virtually 100% of the time. It'll make it 50 ticks on the signal. But if you go to 100 ticks, it drops to about 50%. Something like that. Maybe even less. I'm not sure. I'd have to measure it. But it drops. And, you know, you have a choice. Either just trade gold for the 50 or trade something else. YM is good for 100 every day, 200 a lot. 50% of the time it's worth 200. ES is good for 40 ticks every day, many times 80 ticks, like you saw it today. NQ is a good one. NQ is worth, you could pretty much figure you can get 400 ticks on NQ every day. 400 ticks off the signal. And so NQ is very good. NQ is, you know, close to being as good as oil, really. But oil is the best. Oil is $10 a tick. So $1 is $1,000, and you can make $2 on oil. You could have made $3 yesterday on it, no problem, on the signal. So definitely a tremendous amount of opportunity to make money with these signals. Again, you just need to learn that you need to learn how to A, not be scared, B, relax, and C, let it hit the exit. Play conservative like I'm doing and let it hit the exit. Now, if you want to go for more, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Could have went for 200 ticks on the YM on this signal and gotten it, no problem. It went way down. I only went for 100. Could have went for 200. But when you do that, you need to pay more attention to it. You know, give it more of your effort and your attention, so that if it doesn't quite make it to the 200 and starts coming back, you can get out. Or if you don't want to pay attention, put a stop on it. You know, lock in 100 ticks as it goes past, and just let it go. 200 ticks on the exit, 100 ticks locked in. It's not a bad way to play. At least then you lock in your 100 and you go for 200. You can do that and hit it a lot of the time. Personally though, you can see the way I'm playing. This is the way I like to play. I like to let the computer do all the trading, and I don't have to pay attention to it. And it just makes it to the exit every time. That is what I call the easy way to trade and the stress-free way of trading. And it's something that works. And I'm a big believer in doing things that work. You can see here that gold went down to a low of 1812.10.10, and it just needs to go down to what, to 1811.70. So it came very close to the exit right there. But again, it will hit $5 every day, which is 50 ticks on gold. And gold ticks at $10 a tick. So 50 ticks is $500. Okay, I don't have a lot of time left to wait for this thing. I know it's going to make it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and record this video out, so you won't be able to see it make it. But it will make it. It always makes it $5, which is 50 ticks. So I'm not worried about that, but I'm just pressed for time right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and render this video out and get it up there and set it up for today's signals. Okay, I don't usually do this, but I exit the trade for a profit, small little profit on gold. It's not going anywhere, and I just want to get it over with. I got things I got to go do, and I want to render out this video so I can start showing the signals every day. But gold will make it. I just don't want to waste any more time on it. It's too slow today. Normally, under normal circumstances, when I send the signal out for gold, gold will be the one that hits the exit first. It hits the exit before anything else does. So this one is the last one this time instead of the first one, which is kind of weird, you know, strange, but it's just a reflection of gold is not moving right now, so I don't want to waste my time with it. So anyway, there'll be another signal again today on gold, and I'll be, you know, most likely that one will hit right away like it normally does. So just always a money-making opportunity every single day on all of these signals. It just depends on what's moving and what's not. But anyway, 2,400 here, plus I made 1,000 on oil, which, you know, the software is not counting because this is technically into the next day. I'm in a different time zone than the USA. Everybody in the USA is sleeping right now, and I'm up because it's daytime here where I'm at. And so I made 3,400 on these signals. All signals successful, except for this one. I got out manually for a profit, but I could easily hold it. It will make it. Anyway, I'm all done for this signal session, and I will be back for today's signals, which won't come till nighttime for me later today. So I'll be back with more videos to show you these signals so that you can be inspired and get involved. This is the biggest money-making opportunity out there that I know of, and you can make this money with me. All right. See you in the next video.